Awesome, guys. We're here at Premier Orlando still. Yeah, we're still here. Now we got the lead educator for Wahl Professionals. Kevin, tell us a little bit about you, Kevin, all the way from San Diego, here
Yeah,
in Orlando. How does it feel?
feels good, man. I do this show almost every year. It's packed, it's jam packed. We have good education, we have good companies here, and I love to see it. People showing up, people networking, and people hungry.
Awesome. I seen you guys had the stage booming earlier.
Yeah,
You guys had a couple guys up there, heavy hitters,
yeah,
like I know Trevor Moots,
yeah,
awesome educator.
yeah.
My boy Javi was over there. I was
For sure,
speaking
for
to him.
sure. Good people.
Yeah, awesome educators. How do you get into this being the lead educator for Wahl?
Man, it's a combination of everything. I think the main thing is perseverance. You know, you gotta want it, you gotta be hungry, you gotta go above and beyond. You know, you don't want to do the minimal stuff because you don't get noticed for it. You know what I'm saying? You gotta be do above and beyond stuff.
Awesome. So you go from having multiple barbershops, having a school, to being a platform artist. How do you balance yourself with all of that? How does that work for you? Just tell us a little bit about all of that you got going on.
Yeah, so I'll tell you like a normal week for me, right? Travel to the hair show for 3 days, come back home, hang out with my family, go to work. I teach at the barber college that I own. I go check in my barber shop. I also cut up a lot of celebrities, so I go to LA from San Diego, driving 3 hours to come celebrities, come back home, and that's a normal week for me.
Wait, you go from LA to San Diego, San Diego to LA.
Yeah, all the time,
Bro,
once a week.
how much are you charging for these haircuts and these celebrities? If you want to say it, you don't
I'll
have
say it.
to.
I'll say it. So if it's one person, it's $650, and then if it's two people, I'll go for 1,000.
$600 to $1,000,
Yeah.
and a lot of people don't believe it, right?
They won't believe it.
A lot of people won't believe it.
No.
But it is. What is it? You're capable to do it, but you have to do it educating yourself first.
For sure.
Obviously,
For sure.
master your craft. What advice would you give to the new generation that wants to come in and charge that amount of money?
I say it all starts at home. Fix yourself first. You know, build up your personality, your characteristics. Once you build your foundation, fundamentals, then you can start branching out and working with big companies and big celebrities. And I work with Wahl Professional. I've been on set with Nike, Beats by Dre. My work is featured in Men's Health magazine, Barber Evil, nonstop, almost like every edition. Like, you gotta want it, but you gotta persevere as well. Because if you're just thinking you're gonna go to a barber battle or barber show and you're gonna become big, that's not how it happens, right? You gotta really want it. You gotta put in the work, shake hands with people, network, do some free gigs, do some motivational stuff, and just go above and beyond.
Awesome. I feel like a lot of people miss out on that when they go to the shows. There's so much ego in this industry. We all know that happens a lot
Yeah,
in the
for sure.
industry. So a lot of people tend to stick to their own just because of what somebody else is gonna think or how somebody else is gonna look at them. I can't just bow down to this person, bro. Like, I just met you by somebody else,
Yeah.
and we shook hands and we
Yeah.
a good vibe and said, hey, come on, let's jump on,
Yeah.
let's do it.
And I was like, you
All
got
right?
it.
So and I'm a big believer that if you don't network and you don't shake hands with people, your opportunities won't come.
For sure.
Opportunities don't just fall in your lap. You got to look for them sometimes. You got to knock on doors and make
Yep.
them happen.
Yep.
For you, how's your experience with Wahl?
I love it. They're like family. to me.
How'd you get on? How'd you get on with Wahl?
So in 2014, I used to work with Wahl Home Products, not professional. I did a lot of the trailer pop-ups where they would rent out this big trailer, park it in a random area in like a big city, and I'll do like free haircuts on those. And that was free gigs.
Like big
You know what I'm
blends
saying?
or no or
Yeah,
different?
it was like big blends.
Yeah.
Yeah. To be honest. So, you know, we will invite people on the home trailer and then we'll give them like beard trims and haircuts and then, just release them. And then after that, I went to compete on the online wall barber battle. I won first place, and that's how I'm here now. And then from there, working with the company, they actually recognize me and see me for who I am. You know, I came to Wahl with so many education certificates, so many barber battle trophies already, and they were like, "Wow, you got your stuff together." You know, so that's when they decided to put me as a lead because they saw what I brought.
How do you feel? How do you feel it is now? Because obviously it's changed a lot from 2012. You said, right?
2014. Yeah.
14.
Yeah.
A lot has changed throughout the years. The industry's gotten bigger. The barber industry wasn't as big as it is now at
Yeah,
at
yeah.
hair shows. You know what I mean? What do you feel that has changed so much? That because it's harder.
Yeah.
Back then, it was easier to get an opportunity with a company like that because they were looking for people.
Yeah.
But now you got so many talented barbers out here.
Yeah.
So many people trying to make it, trying to join a company. What do you advise the young kids that are trying to come on?
That's a great question, and you're absolutely right. I started barbering when barbering wasn't cool. You know, in 2008, I started barbering. I was very young, and when I used to cut hair, people didn't see it as a real job. When you would tell people, like, you know, I would tell like my lady at the time, and they'll tell other people, they're like, "Oh, is he doing that part time or full time? Is that a part time job? Is he serious? Is that a career?" I hear it all the time. Even my teachers told me, that's not a real career." Look at me now, you know, like
It wasn't respected.
it wasn't respected. It wasn't cool. So to see the industry shift and now being so high demand in the barber industry is a beautiful thing. And they finally recognize like these are artists, these are creators, you know, these are creative people that want to express their art within hair. So I think for me, that shift was a beautiful thing because in the industry, everybody can make money.
Yeah.
Everybody can make money. You just gotta want it.
How do your teacher feel now that you make $650 to $1,000 for a haircut?
I don't think he'll be happy there, you know? Yeah.
I'm playing.
You know, it's funny, when I graduated high school and I was cutting hair in high school, you know, I pulled up with a better car than he has. So he was over here like, wait, he's driving a Lexus? I was like, yeah.
He's either cutting hair or selling drugs.
Yeah, for sure. It's a legal form of selling drugs,
right?
barbers, right?
Because that's how they categorize all barbers, right?
Yeah, and we look like it too.
I'm happy that we've changed that though.
Yeah.
A lot of the industry has gotten a lot more respect
Yeah,
than
sure,
what it
sure.
was,
Yeah.
right? What's your superpower in business or in life?
Oh, superpower in business or life? Being a great provider for my family, and not only money, but like health, mentality. I take the worry away from my family. My lady's a stay-at-home mom. She takes care of the kids, and I got everything else, you know. And I still support her in every way. If she wants to open a business, you got it. If you want dad at home taking care of the kids, you got it. So that's my superpower.
How many kids you got?
3 kids.
Awesome. How do you balance your life with that?
Still figuring it out. Still figuring it out.
There's
If
never
you know,
balance.
let me know.
I got 3 myself, and there's never balance.
You already know.
How do you stay current with changes in the field?
Oh, it's called evolution, right? It's a scientific term that a lot of people use. That if you don't change yourself, then you won't grow, right? You will stay the same. Just like how you ever seen that scientific experiment when they put a shark in a small tank of water? When he grew up, he maintained a small size, but you put a shark in a bigger tank, he expanded in size because of the surrounding area that he lives in.
Wow,
So
powerful.
So that's the same thing. You got to grow with the industry. You got to grow with the community and everything else. You know, that's just the way life is.
That's a powerful analogy right there.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
appreciate it.
steal that one from you.
Take it. I'll give it to you.
How do you avoid burnout?
Avoiding burnout. Take care of yourself. Before work, before family. Without you, there would be no work. There would be no family. Take care of yourself first because that's the most important piece. By the time you die and go to the grave, you go by yourself. I always say that. So make sure you take care of your health first. These are good questions.
What's your go-to way to spark creativity?
Ooh. To be honest, shows like this. Shows like this and none other than I feel like when you fail, you want it more. You know, like if I fail at business or I make a wrong investment, I got to figure it out. We spark that interest in it a little more, right? And these shows help me do that because I see so many people like yourself starting this and so many people starting the new companies. And here's the thing, we're in an industry full of sharks. You know, this brand and this brand's against this brand. We're competitors, but then at the same time, a lot of people are joining the industry hoping to connect and be resourceful, which is cool to see.
I'm glad that you said that because I was actually speaking to that with Aaron. Wahl was the first clip, like one of the first clippers ever made, right?
Sure. Yeah.
So many years, and now I feel like these clipper companies have had competition just like barbers had. They were alone in the industry for so long.
Yeah.
That now there's so many different
Yeah.
competitions now. How do you feel that affects you guys as an educator in belief?
I think to each person is their own perspective. Meaning, for me, working with Wahl, we led the way for a lot of clipper companies, which is a great thing, right? We inspire people to start clipper companies. You know, I'm not gonna name drop a big company, but like a big company came from Wahl. You know, they used to work with Wahl, so they branched out and then started their own company. So I think for us, we lead and we pave the way for a lot of these companies, and they probably say the same thing.
It's awesome. Evolution has been crazy, right?
Yeah, for sure.
With just what,
Big shark.
what they started.
Yeah,
Yep.
big shark, big tank.
Um,
I don't have 30.
all right, 5 questions. Quick questions. Coffee or tea?
Coffee,
Book or podcast?
book,
Work hard or work smart?
work smart,
Early bird or night owl?
early bird.
One word that defines your year so far.
My year, nonstop. That's 2 words.
One. What defines your year this year so far?
Nonstop. That's like I've been going like every week traveling. You know, starting a business. I'm opening a coffee shop now that you mentioned coffee.
Nice.
You know, and outside of the industry, right? But it's been
That's awesome.
it's been hectic.
That's
yeah.
awesome. You don't have to put all your money in one basket.
For sure,
You know what I mean,
for sure.
so it's like
Yeah.
all your eggs in one basket.
Yeah.
So, thank you for coming on.
Thank you.
Looking forward to working with you in the future. Maybe come out to San Diego. Maybe
Yeah, for
we
sure.
work
Hit me
something
up.
out over here.
Yeah.
All right.
I'll give you some coffee.
All right, buddy. Thank you for coming on. Like I said, this is Nino TV. Kevin, give out your Instagram.
Yakuza Barber.
Make sure you follow him. Let's go.